And we have some breaking news coming in from the United States. Chilling brutality by US cops at airport. Indian student pinned down, handcuffed and deported. Student treated like a criminal inside airport. Indian mission says they are in touch with the Newark airport authorities. But that's the latest that is coming in from the United States, where a chilling brutality incident by US cops has come to the fore from the airport, the Newark airport. Indian student was pinned down, handcuffed and deported. The student was being treated like a criminal inside the airport. These are the visuals, and the Indian mission has reacted to the incident, saying that they are in touch with the Newark airport authorities over this matter.
Everyone has settings.
And we're now being joined by the eyewitness Kunal Jain, who is also an Indian-American entrepreneur. Kunal, can you help us understand what exactly transpired at the airport?
So when I was in the line, and then the visuals which you can see, it's quite, I mean, you can see them. It's just exactly like that. This guy, he was initially speaking in Haryanvi, so not many people could understand it. So nobody was reacting. Then I got one word when he said, "Ki I'm not pagal, mujhe pagal mat samjho." जब मैंने वो सुना तो then I realized कि he is probably an Indian, because पहले उसका चेहरा नहीं दिख रहा था. फिर बाद में उसको जब हमने देखा, lot of Indians were even being ignorant of this, because we were aware कि ICE raids are happening all over, students are going back. But then eventually I realized this young boy, he was speaking something else, and he is saying कि मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मुझे पागल मत बनाओ, मैं पागल नहीं हूँ. So which means that he was probably, he came that morning, and then on a legal visa, because nobody can enter into United States without a visa. But at the port of entry, he could not probably explain these authorities why he was there, or somebody doubted that he has some mental issue or whatnot. And that was not the point. My point was the way they were treating him and not allowing anybody to talk to him in Hindi, or he did not have an attorney access or whatever it is. That, I mean, that kind of treatment, even the United States don't give it to terrorists. That was very painful. No matter whether I was an Indian or anyone else, everybody who was standing there were like terrified why they are doing it in this way. I've been living in the United States for 22 years and never had to see such incidents. This is just happening now. It was very, and then they called the pilot. So pilot showed up. Pilot says, we cannot take this guest into the aeroplane because he is violent. And that's exactly what happened. So they tried to now control him by putting more pressure. So they called more police people. So there were about 6, 7 more. So if you see the another video, you will see there were 7, 8 more police personals. They came, they joined the whole team, and they cleared the alley all the way, because they were planning to take him forcefully inside the aeroplane. But then they could not board him. So now my worry is what happened to that kid. I mean, was he not boarded? He was sent to jail, or he is in immigration? And Indian embassy, it has been more than 24 hours. Nobody even have shared his name, his whereabouts, nothing. What are they doing? I mean, it's not a threat. It's not about a threat to his life, but his parents think about it. They must be thinking he is somewhere. Nobody knows what's happening to him. I mean, it was not a blundered crime what he committed. I don't know what has happened or what transpired in the background, but all I'm saying is, by seeing that thing was something not right. It was very painful incident, and that's exactly my point, is that that kind of treatment is not needed, if even if it's an immigration law or whatever it is. But that might be my view, and I'm okay, whatever is the United States law, just follow the law. But the way you treat, and especially in this context, it was very painful to see it.
Jen, also, did you try to intervene or inquire about what was happening?
I did, and there was another psychologist with me. He was trying to intervene. They said, no, stay away. This is our process, and we don't want any intervention.
So, Mr. Jain, you're an Indian American entrepreneur. Do you think that this has become a common sight in US these days?
So you saw what's happening in LA, right? What's the whole thing? And then when I went inside the airplane, I talked to the air hostess, and she told me this is happening every day. There are three, four cases. People come in the morning, they go to the port of entry, and for some reason, if the port of entry denied their visa, they have to go back in the evening with the return flight. So if somebody is not violent, then that's fine. They don't force them. They go in a regular way. But if somebody turns violent, in this case, this boy looks like he started hitting his head like this on the wall. So they all became like very, judgmental that the boy may kill himself or something. So they started, forcing him down and putting some pressure just to control him. That image is not going away from my mind. When the police came, they hold him like this, like a chicken, with both the hands are handcuffed and legs are tied. And two policemen were like holding him like this. I could not take that picture. I was so frozen at that moment. And I thought, what is this happening?
Right, Mr. Jain, what would you like the Indian government to do in response to such incidents that have been coming to the fore?
Two things they can do. They should immediately provide an attorney access. They should find out, because they have the information. They have to find out who's that person, what was the reason he is there, and let the law take its own course. They should have a linguistic, like an Indian Hindi linguistic. If they have a language problem, Hindi linguistic, somebody who can speak to them, and an access to an attorney. Because that time, at that moment, they have no access to their phones, they have no access to their parents. Nobody will come forward to help them from the public. We all are US citizens, or people who are living there. Nobody wants to take and do anything which is unlawful, and which I understand. We should not do anything which is unlawful. But whatever is his legal rights as a human citizen or a human, Indian government should provide those resources, whether it's an access to the attorney, access to the linguistic somebody, or counselor maybe, or psychiatric, even if it is a mentalist instability case or whatever it is. At least that should Indian government should do. And I'm sure they have some resources which they are doing it. It's just that people are not aware.
So much for speaking to India Today and for giving us all those details on this shocking case that is coming to the fore from US.